Beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining the channel today. So if you are thinking of applying to Europe, especially in Poland, and you do not know the documents that you need or some guides that you need, then this video is going to help you. In this video, I'm going to talk about documentations for you to apply for student visa to Poland. And please, I want to draw your attention to the fact that this video might be a little longer, so please stay connected and watch to the end. But before we talk about the documents that you need to apply for the student visa to Poland, I want to talk about some few things. First, remember, most of us, we already know that Poland is so hard to get appointments, but a few days back, I think some people, the appointment system was open and some people actually got appointments, and I know there are still people moving to Poland, but I cannot really figure out what they are doing which the others are not doing correctly. So please make sure you always check the websites to be sure of what is happening. And also remember that it's not going to be easy. No visa is easy, no country is easy as I'm talking to you right now. So don't say, Milton, which country is easy for me to go, where can I apply which is easy. And one funny thing about Polish universities is that Poland has a lot of cheap universities with 1,002, 1,003, 1,415. You can study in Poland, unlike other countries like Sweden, UK, and the Americas. They are very expensive. But again, remember, UK and the Americas, they are not the mate of Poland. But if you have small budget and you want to immigrate to Poland, then this is a video you need to watch. I'm going to talk about all the documents you need. Then I will break down the proof of funds for you to understand and some little things you need to know. I want to tell you that if you want to migrate to Poland, try to have at least 6 million in your bank account. Well, Poland in some past couple of months were not accepting. Like when you show that you want to sponsor yourself, they don't accept it. They always want it that you should have a sponsor, but there are still documents you need to supply. But if you are getting a sponsor, it is very nice. And again, now let's start with the very first documents. And before I start, please remember your medical insurance is one of those documents. And when you are trying to pay for medical insurance, or when you are trying to book for flight reservation and also do medical insurance, make sure the dates are the same. Okay, it's on your flight reservation and the date on your medical insurance should be the same. For students who are going to Europe to study, there are details about the medical insurance on the embassy's website, so please, you can check all of that from the website. Let me talk about sponsorships. If you are being sponsored by somebody, know that you have to submit documents to prove who those people are to you, and also documents to prove their nationality in your home country. I think you also need to do legalization of your documents, but if you want to do legalization of documents, you should carry those documents to the embassy the same day you are going for visa interview. Then the embassy is going to assess them. Okay, remember, some schools will require you to do legalization before you apply. Others may not need the legalization document from you before application. But in case you need to legalize the documents before application, you should also tell the school how important it is and time wasting. When you want to do this legalization procedure, it's sometimes very difficult to go. So a lot of people at the end of the day do not do it, but it's very flexible when you are going to apply for the visa at the embassy. And remember, legalization fee at the embassy is 30 euros per legalization. And if you are doing 2 documents or 3, that is how your money is going to increase. Now for visa fee, you are going to be paying 80 euros for visa fee. And also remember that this visa fee is not fixed for every embassy. Then another document you will need to submit to the visa officer is your cover letter, signed cover letter. Remember, the things that must be on this cover letter, you just need to explain your experiences, you need to talk about your degrees, you need to talk about why you are applying for this visa and what the visa is going to help you achieve when you return back home. Remember, you must be telling visa officers at every point in time that you must return back home. So it's very, very important. That's for your cover letter. Also make them understand that all the documents you need may not be on it or can be on it, but again, at the end of the day, all documents are usually on the cover letter signed by you, the applicant. Then CV in Europass format. You need a CV in Europass format too. Now remember, this is a free version on Google. I think if you go to Google, you are going to do this. There is a free version you can use. You also need certificates or legalized. Like I told you before, your certificates must be legalized, because without legalized certificate, they may not know the equivalence of what they are doing. But if you legalize them, that is excellent. Then also your first tuition fee receipt. When you pay your first tuition fee receipt, or even the application fee, you have to keep the receipts, because at the end of the day, you still need this receipt to apply for your visa. They may want to see it, they may not want to see it. It now depends on the authorities, the higher authorities. So that is something you should know. Then acceptance letter from school is very important. That's acceptance letter. Sometimes most of them come in Polish, sometimes some come in English, but whichever language it may be, they already know you are studying in English, so therefore they are going to supply course details. Even if they don't want to supply it, it is still paramount for them to take a look at this. Then let's take a look at let me see, accommodation. You need accommodation, because the embassy do not want to give you a visa to a country where you would be sleeping on the street. They are trying to fight all of that. Okay, so they don't like, or let me say, an embassy do not like when you do not have, like, if you cannot show accommodation, it's going to be a very big problem, a very big one at the end of the day. But to say, if you want to move to Poland, make sure you have accommodation contract. It is very important. This is very important and final. It can be from your school, it can be for private accommodation, but no problem at all. Just make sure you follow the requirements and everything you need. Then a citizenship document is also another important document that you need to supply. If you are using your sponsor to apply, then you should supply a citizenship letter. That is to say, a copy of, I think it should be a copy of your identity card or something, but please put all this into consideration. Then I'm going to talk about the proof of funds very soon. Before I continue with the second part of this video, guys, I just want you to know that don't just apply to Poland and sit and relax. Apply to Lithuania, apply to Czech Republic, apply to Slovakia, apply to even Sweden. Why not apply to Canada? A lot of places. No, don't apply to Canada if your money is not enough. Canada money is huge when it comes to proof of funds. But if you don't have enough, then I would suggest Poland. So you can apply to Poland, all right? But if your money is enough, well, it depends on you. But the essence of this particular section of this video is that try to apply to many schools, all right? Try to apply to many countries. There are countries in Europe like Lithuania, Slovakia, Malta, Slovenia, Czech Republic. Try to apply to this, and in addition to Poland, if your money is not enough, for Canada, USA, and all the rest. Now let's continue with the documentations that we are talking about. Proof of funds. Proof of funds needs to be for an account for the past 6 months. Basically, it's not the opening balance or closing balance. Closing balance is very important. So what you basically need to show them is that you are putting money in that account, and at the end of the month, the money is increasing. The money is increasing. So that is the importance of closing balance, not the opening balance. They are not interested in opening balance. Okay, then there are other documents you need. Now I would say that this proof of funds for Poland, it's more or less complicated somehow, but it's not really that. All you need to do is to make sure that you have your entire tuition fee for 1 year, money for living costs, your accommodation and everything. Calculate everything and make sure you push it a little up. So I always tell people, try to make sure that you have at least 6 million upwards, so that it doesn't complicate you in case you do not know how to calculate. But also remember that there is a monthly stipend, money they expect you to have every month. Then you do the calculation to see how much you need per year. It is very simple as ABC. Now, after the calculation, remember, you need to notarize a sponsorship letter if you are being sponsored, or if you have a sponsor, you need to get a sponsorship letter from the sponsor and notarize it. Remember, it is not notarized by the court. It is going to be done by a public notary. All right, it's the same procedure when you are doing Czech Republic. For those who have done Czech Republic, you know what I'm talking about. There are videos on this YouTube channel explaining all of that. So it's done by the notary. Then you also need to get affidavit of relationship to the sponsor. You need to get that document done as well. And this particular document, you have to get it from your sponsor. You have to prove to the visa officer who the person is and why is he sponsoring you. This is very important. At least who the person is a great deal. They want to see that very well. Then you also need to get a birth certificate of your sponsor. in case the person does not have a particular document, just get the birth certificate. It is important. Then you also need to get the sponsor's identity card or passport, very important as well. So these are the main documents you need to get in addition to the proof of funds. There are a lot of videos I did some time ago about this proof of funds on this YouTube channel. Just type proof of funds / Milton Fonkwa on YouTube search bar. The videos are going to drop for you to watch. They are very easy to go. Now, the medical insurance, I will talk about medical insurance and flight reservation. Make sure that these two, they have the same name, the same day in which you are moving to Poland. Let your flight reservation don't have the different day from your medical insurance. It doesn't make sense. And according to the European standards, you need a particular medical insurance which you are going to find on the website. So make sure you put this into consideration and get the right document. I think for those who are using the tourist visa to Poland, they are going to be showing the 30,000 equivalents. If you check, you are going to see everything I'm saying. But now for you as an international student, just follow what is on the website. You get the medical insurance. Then the next document you need is your international passport, and make sure it is valid for at least 1 year. If your program is for 1 year and above, and you are getting a student visa, because you get residence permit when you arrive Poland. International passport, we spoke about medical insurance. Your international passport should be for at least 1 year, because you are going to get a residence permit when you get to Poland. Don't do something that at the end of the day is going to affect you somehow when you are getting your residence permit. Then you need passport size photograph. There should be 2, and they should be 3.5 times 4.5 in diameter. Is it a centimeter? I think all round. Anyways, just explain to the photographer taking these photos that this is what you need. They know what to do. All right, you are going to find all this on the website of the embassy. Then you need an interview form. There is a form you have to fill. They call it an interview form. And with all these documents and more, with your admission letters and all the other things I mentioned, you are good to go. Remember, you are going through appointments. Like I said before at the beginning, appointments is so difficult, and I really don't know what others are doing to get it. But if you apply and you check and you don't find appointment, go to the next country. That's why doing multiple applications is going to increase your chances. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you will succeed, and maybe some years we are going to meet in Warsaw or Krakow or Poznan. Okay, to end this video, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that many schools in Switzerland are going to open their portals very soon, and I think admissions to Swiss universities is going to start January. Remember, if you want to apply to Switzerland, you should remember that there are cantonal universities, there are universities of applied sciences, there are equally teacher training universities, and there are federal universities. All these universities, none of them goes above 1,500. Some are below 900, some 1,250, and the others 1,300, 800, some even. Just make sure you follow those videos. Check universities like University of Lugano, University of Bern, University of Geneva, ETS Zurich. These are some of the schools you should be checking. University of Neuchâtel, University of Freiburg. There are a lot of them in Switzerland. Check these schools and apply from January 2024 because their tuition is cheap. Now, remember, schools in Austria will equally start next year as well, and Austria tuition is very cheap as well. But before you apply to all these countries, make sure you pay attention to one thing: proof of funds. Proof of funds is very heavy in most of these countries. So I'm just here to explain to you so that you understand what you are going to be doing at the end of the day. Then another thing you should remember is that the process of getting visa to Malta has changed. You are going to watch a full video on my YouTube channel. And again, remember, visas to Lithuania now, not visas anyway, residence permits or permits to Switzerland, to Lithuania are gotten from Dubai, Lebanon, or Jordan. So you are not going again to Egypt. For those who didn't know, maybe from January next year things will change. So I'm going to be updating you depending on what is available. And again, do not forget that proof of funds is very important. There are very low tuition countries in Europe, but the issue is you need to show that you have money to study in these countries, and I'm going to be explaining a lot of things to you guys. I hope this helps you.